was here last night.
All right, let's get started. What is that noise? Who's banging something? All right, let's. Shit, I thought Mark was going to be here. Mark Curry was going to be here. He's in Omaha. He's going to be here about a half hour ago. We're gonna. I'm not talking this afternoon. We're gonna send out, I guess the paperwork. And I'll say for sure by Monday we'll have it set. I know we got crop report to worry about on Monday, but just so you have the document they need to sign to get stuff switched over, and then then you come back and follow up with everything. Obviously, the only timely issues, or actually the winter wheat stuff, is that already passed. Like if you had to sign up for your winter wheat coverage, it's probably already passed. So, it's just a form they sign up, and then you go back and follow up. So it's not necessarily a super complex matter to get them signed up. It's just people got to trust that we're going to handle their business and move forward with that. Let's Columbus, are you guys on? Hola, hello.
No chair for you. Go back in the corner.
Okay. Obviously, there can be a lot of opinions about basis. I continue to think we're going to get good basis opportunities this year. Probably seasonally, you typically actually get a good opportunity usually in December. I think with everybody wrapping up harvest, a lot of people wrapping up with harvest this week, or this past week, or this forward week. I think the weather kind of changes on Monday and Tuesday. Is it just cold or is it moisture? It's kind of cold.
And then it gets nice.
It does.
Really nice. Hot.
After that?
That's what the
2
mic
weeks
said
from
this
now?
morning.
Okay. Well, I understand there's no. Guys should try to get wrapped up, but my point is everything have it put away, and usually as that ball rolls, you get basis to firm a little bit, unless there's grain piles that are galore around the country. So we could have a normal seasonal time frame where we get good basis will run by early December, so I'd say keep that in mind for stuff that needs to get moved before the end of the year, or priced before the end of the year. Otherwise, we got, just like we talked in the meeting last Thursday or Wednesday, we're getting opportunities now to hedge deferred boards over $4 for this crop. So hopefully then you compete for good basis, and we're trying to get some cash prices closer to $4 than sub 3 as the prices were here 5 weeks ago. So I don't even have that much to cover. I think the report's going to be what it is. Just kind of some of the stuff we put in writing this week, So 318 to 381 has been the front board range now, since hitting the low. I still thought, and I still think there's a chance the new lows come in, but that would have been with the assumption that yield numbers are going to get up somewhere in the 177 or 180 area for corn. So obviously some people thinking that Stone's number was up in that range. Sparks was lower, so report on Monday. If it's steady or lower, then we'll probably have a shot and go take out this 81 high and find a high and come back down. My thought would be, if the report's just neutral, you could see one little flip of short covering, but who would buy $4 frontboard futures? You know what I mean? So it could be one of those. It could be a 10-second rally, type of report thing. Come back down, but I think if everyone's hanging on, who's going to jump in front of it and buy it? I shouldn't say buy it. I just don't. Argue with me, but I can't see on the same note if we go back to 350, there's going to be everybody jumping over themselves to sell it there either. If it's a neutral type number. So that type of range. And then on the flip side, obviously, if it's a bushel or more above expectations and we are up here, then I would say there's a chance for them to down.
If it's where?
Let's say the average trade guess is at 175 and it comes in at 176 corn yield. I could see us being limited down, considering if we're at 370 or whatever. That would be 340. That'd still be 20 cents off the line. So I just think that's what you're looking at. I can't see if it's a bushel less or something like that. Could you guys even imagine how that would be possible? So obviously then we'll be up and could panic people out, and I suppose we limit up on the same note, but I don't see how that would happen, and I think people would not believe it.
If you were lower on yield, you're saying?
What if the USDA comes in and it's 172.5 or something, I mean, they lower it.
But then that would kind of change the whole market mindset of big crops getting bigger. Could,
That's what I mean, it'd catch everybody's surprise, I think people would get out, but I don't think people believe it. But really, guys, wrapping up for harvest, I mean, your time is money. Moving forward, we got 5 months till planting season. So, I kind of want to just give the floor to you guys, anything you want to bring up, talk about a little bit, but I mean, we've got a nice big open sales season here. Continue to say the things we talked about last week, set a plan. And I think just having that structure set and, you know, in all years moving forward, to get people on board, whether they're past, current customers, just get that plan, get them in, you know, some type of season, get them in some type of forage strategy on a percentage of their crop. You know, they'll understand the diversity. And like I said, the last 3 years, being in a seasonal or being in a floor program versus having bushels unsold would have been what? A positive endeavor for them. And most years it will be. And even on the flip side of it, obviously if it was a losing endeavor, quote unquote, it was actually still a winning endeavor. That makes sense. In most instances, meaning they lost money on the put, they should have ended up selling cash higher. And we got anything to bring up? Something you've been hearing? Okay.
there's no lines anywhere currently.
Huh?
There's not much out there for lines during harvest at all, so it makes people wonder what's going on. Is there
a shit ton of storage built in those years.
Well, and even some of these baggers.
Not that much probably.
Yeah, we wouldn't want
I mean, guys are able to just bag it in the field. I thought they'd bring it back in the yard or something. They just bag it right in the field.
I mean,
So I think these baggers have added, I mean, you can probably think, did that add another, guys are using it to add another 500 million bushels of storage or something just in the bags.
That's just a year by year deal.
And most guys have been able to, it's drying up. I mean, I know there's spots where it's wet, but
a lot of guys say
there was not been a lot of greenery.
Just harvest was gotten drug out. You know?
Right.
there's all of a sudden guys are
And it's
like
not excessively
16.
wet.
Yeah. All of a sudden they're like all of a sudden it's just like dropped to 16. We're just going crazy.
That's what I mean. I mean, for storing it, that's,
Super wet.
Huh?
It's wet, waiting for it to dry down.
but now they're not anymore. I mean, some of them might be, but I'm just saying as a whole, we're asking why there's not a lot of corn moving. So let's talk about this a little bit. I mean, some of this is the spreads, you know, so, if guys haven't sold, when are they gonna sell? And what the market should do, I mean, the mentality should be pretty freaky that nobody wants to sell, right? They're gonna hang as long as they can. So, I mean, what should the market do with carry?
Get rid of it.
Right. So what should we do with hedges, no matter what?
Roll.
Get them moved forward. And I know I mentioned the other day, even not being afraid to get them all the way to these 15.
But if it was a big crop, they're not going to take the carry out.
Farmers aren't moving it. I mean, the function of the market is to get grain pulled forward into the
Would
pipeline,
that
so
be
to
mostly
speak.
basis?
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
I mean,
Yeah, it should be a strong basis, and so I mean, just put it in terms of a. Okay, first of all, seasonally, and we talked about this September and October. Seasonally, you should always look for a carry to hit maximum levels. That doesn't mean it goes away, but to buy the best it's going to get in the October 1, October 15 time frame. If you're in a bear spread mentality, which I was this summer, you know, you will stick yourself in the eye by Christmas if you try to keep fighting it and past that time frame, because you're going to lose money and give money back because it's just stupid. You know what I mean? Meaning the market will put the most carry, but you look at the evolution of the market and the carry and the storage that we have, and these bags now too. I talked to that one guy today, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize it was that easy. It's a shit. This is slick. You just do it and leave it right in the field, and as long as it's dry enough.
I never heard of it.
Huh?
I never even heard of
It
that.
costs about 10 to 12 cents for them, and you can keep them for next year if you don't need them.
Well, the bag costs that much, but I mean,
The equipment,
to haul, yeah.
But he had the equipment.
you have.
But anyway, and maybe I'm exaggerating as far as how many bushels could be put in bags, but.
They're usually about 10,000 bushel bags.
Well, no, I don't mean per bag. I just mean how many people are you doing? I mean,
I don't
how
know.
much is in bags?
I
in
think
this
there's
country?
a lot. I think
And to say that you're not seeing lines places or anything like that, to me, it just means basis and carry needs to bring the corn forward, probably more than the futures, but the futures will as well. Because if nothing's in deliverable position or not high enough quantity and somebody wants it, what do? They don't run that and pull it up. So December could even run up to try to get corn. I mean, we do use a hell of a lot of corn. So, and the same thing with beans with all this front load shit. I mean, beans should be inverted and probably going to give incentive not to hang on to anything. So I'm just saying, I don't even, here, we'll pull up the thing real quick. Are you guys following me? If you don't understand what I'm talking about, let's sit and talk about it sometime individually, because this is an extremely, very, very important thing to understand in our business, period. And I think you understand the basics, but some of this is just, I think, going back in history and just understanding how this works, why it works. And sometimes it'll be taking risks, but why I will say this, I don't view bull spreading, or in this instance, bull spreading because we own cash corn, let's just go sell a deferred future. I don't view it as really any risk at all. And let's just talk about DST's carry. Okay, DST's carry meaning D14 to D15. Usually you figure up to 5 cents a month full carry, so 60 cents would probably be absolutely the lightest it would get. Okay, and this is year they could have got there. It only got to, I think, 49, maybe not even that, 48 this year. And we all know the animal that's out there as far as the farmer that doesn't want to sell. So why should the market give incentive to store that corn? The market wants that corn because the farmer's hanging on to it, right? Granted, you got all these DP programs where the farmer actually loses ownership. Okay, so what could happen is, well, what if we just take it to not? You could have front board go even with these 15 to get the stuff moved. And the most logical time frame for that to happen probably is December. That fast.
December, January.
No, probably more so December.
Well, every time.
Let me
Okay.
just finish this thought. What guy wants to go move corn right after you just put it in bed? Who wants to do that? And this is just normal. Think about who logically wants to do that. That's one of the reasons that's a season. Just that common sense part of it. Why the hell would I put it in bed and turn around and take it out next week?
gotta give a reason to.
Right? A better reason. Just not going to do it.
Most guys have the mentality they're gonna bin it to sell it during the spring rally.
Or wait till the summer rally because it'll make more sense, or a planning rally exactly the spring.
Unless
So-
we're arguing the bags, because most guys don't want to hold it very long in the bags. I mean, they're only doing
Well, either
this
way,
to not be farmers.
I'm not going to bag it and then turn around and go get it in a day, in a week.
Yeah.
Some people will,
Well,
because the market's going to have them. No, I shouldn't say that. Why will they do it? Because all of a sudden we have this basis and I can sell my cash for $3.80 or $4. That's what they'll do it. But the
Okay,
market
guys,
goes and
10
gets
under, 10 under Flint Hills,
So-
they're already pulling it out of bugs.
it. I mean, for that opportunity to go do it.
Yeah.
But you look at it on the board perspective, if the basis comes back, then why should we see it full carry? And in this year, I'm just saying, this massive animal that we have, meaning everybody's seen cash grain prices, or corn prices from $4 to $7 in the last 4 years. I mean, why all of a sudden this guy's going to say, yeah, I'll take $3.50 or $3? I mean, the farmers have rejected it. And so, we've made these comments, and I'm just trying to change the thinking because of this October market. Well, the market sometimes can go until want to screw the most people, right? Well, we also talk about strong hands and weak longs, weak shorts, or whatever. Technically, isn't the farmer still a pretty strong long? I mean, they have money, they weren't forced to do anything like that. That one, now if you really think about it, well, maybe that's more sometime in the year ahead. That might be July forward if everything's going well in the growing season, then everything just goes to hell. On the basis side. And then you're going back to full carry once you feel like you know what the market's going to be. The crop's going to be if everything's normal or better than normal scenario, then you can really, like what we did this year. I mean, we added the DST's carry, and you can pull it up on your quotes, but I mean, where was it? Maybe 20 cents, 15 cents around July report, or I'm sorry, the June report, June 30th report. So we add all that carry. So I'm just saying, I don't see much risk right now to just go to next piece. And I even look at it from a price perspective and things we've talked about. You know, I think 425, 450 is a hedge zone you just got to look at and take serious. You know, we've talked about that. We've come up to 420 this week, this last week. So almost got it. You know, and if we'd have been getting the call program that we were talking about, we just, you know, the market would have dropped another 30 cents, we'd have gotten a lot of calls on if you guys are doing it. You know what I mean? We're talking about buying those 450Ds 15 calls just to so they're courage calls so we get up in the zone. This is where we want to sell. So, I mean, we're in those areas. Everything's still kind of falling in what we've talked about and what the market's told us we should think about for price ranges. So, I mean, I think we've been materially correct. Just wish we'd had that extra little 20-cent downside push to get more on, but it is what it is. And so now the flip side is this is a sell zone. If we get some type of correction back down after the first year, maybe you'll get a bump up and all of a sudden all this cash moves. You look for some type of a down move, then they get calls on, you know, the next 3 months. Would probably be the way to look at it. So I just don't, I mean, the question is, why is the market going to go to full carry? Meaning, you understand, everybody in this room, more than hardly anybody else in this country, other than, you know, meaning in the futures industry, that actually deal with farmers, you know guys aren't going to sell it. I mean, you know how hard it's going to be to get this out of farmer hands in this price range, right?
The one argument would be is if we come in and you raise yield to 180 and all of a sudden realize there's corn everywhere, it goes to full carry because you don't need it now or later. We've got plenty of corn. So if we're thinking of 180 yield.
But even in that scenario, I agree, and I think that's obviously that's a legitimate point to say, yeah, the carry could go back in that market. But you still think about risk reward.
Yeah.
But where are we going to go? Does that still mean farmers are going to sell now? Just
Well,
like
there's
they've done
going to
with
be extra
harvest?
bushels.
Correct. And that still leads into a bigger train wreck next year when this stuff hits the fan. But is that going to make a farmer go run and sell a bunch?
Probably.
Something. Something.
You know, so, yeah.
Right, and that's but also the next point to that would be: is there a bigger chance that might not happen until the January report?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
The higher moisture, guys might want to pour out bins, move some faster, get the bags. I know guys who have, if they have a lot and they have a lot in the bags, they
so
just put it out stuff.
right, and so let me, and I'm talking futures hedges, and I don't think with HTAs they're not going to be able to roll the decent come back unless the place will let you do it for free. But so then let's continue that on. Okay, well, but if we go out and we take a penny and a half, 2 cents carry out of every month, meaning if, you know, then would we say, well, yeah, now let's go ahead and roll back to July, or let's roll back. So I mean, within a reasonable risk reward parameter, yeah, but if Dees would get all of a sudden squeezed, which, if you're following me on that, I mean, obviously when the Dees deliveries are doing that, you might go look at March or whatever, but you know, if we take enough carry out, there'll be a time where I say, okay, now I would say move them forward or not roll. You know what I mean? But I just mean we're still. Where did we finish Dees? I think it was at 416, 417. So that's so what is it, 47? So I'm just saying it's pretty wide.
Yeah.
If it was at 35, and we'd have taken more carry out by now, I'd say, well, maybe now we don't need to roll. I'm just saying it's that wide. And we can wait till Monday and look at it and talk about it after Monday if there's, you know, that is much of it risk. But once we get past Monday, hell, what if it goes to 50 cents? I mean, I'm just saying I don't see the risk reward in keeping a hedge on December.
Just FYI, Water Street told some people, clients that, like brothers of the client I have, that they're buying these puts this December because I think corn will go down 60 cents next week.
Yeah, good risk reward, great risk reward. I'm not afraid of that. I bought some for some guys just to move stuff up, but I also had some 310s that bought for probably 5 that are worth half cent now. But rolling down, so no problem.
So like if you're in those lower puts that we bought earlier,
Roll them up.
Yeah, we talked about it last night. Don't be afraid to do it, but I would just buy new ones. I wouldn't roll. I mean, I'm just saying if it was an option. Okay, let's even. Why would they say that? well, what if it comes in at 178, where FC Stone is?
Yeah.
And we just talked, yeah, we'll probably be limit down, so yeah, puts will probably go up by 3 times the value, so. 60 cents down is just giving back this rally,
Mhm.
so. Sure. So,
And then
none of us are gonna go, oh, God, no way, if they come out with 178, are they?
what
I'm a,
what does everybody see? I mean, from their own clients. I mean, forget about what everybody else talks about.
for yields.
Yeah. I mean, I've got.
I don't
quite
work
a
with
few
that many guys, I don't know. I just,
All my Nebraska people are saying it's not as good as what, I mean, it's not a bin buster. It's a good crop, but not, nothing.
And,
special.
and I've
Most
got
of the
quite a
guys-
few guys that are the best they've ever had.
Me too.
most of the people that I share, in other words, I mean, there's always the hail quarters
Right,
and that
yeah.
stuff, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Except for the.
But yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel to me like this is getting.
You got a lot of hail in your area.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's-
like
Right.
That's what I'm.
Yeah.
Usually not, a lot of it is the good corn on the high grounds, and then the low grounds coming in really disappointing. That's where the frost settled in at.
Yeah.
It's still like 40, 50 bushel difference between the hills and the low ground.
My brother had a 70 bushel difference in 15 miles.
Nice.
3 inches of rain in July was the difference.
Yeah, so I'm getting kind of the same thing. Good, but not as good as it could have been.
Have you heard anything more out of northern Iowa, Minnesota?
Nothing really in detail. So I think I mentioned, the guy hadn't posted it anymore on. I did read a guy who was mining the data from the Minnesota government database on their state test plots and stuff. And like the initial yields coming in from their corn test plots were like really low, like in the 130 to 150 range and stuff. And I haven't seen any more follow up on that.
Wiggins plant was in Minnesota was 50 bushels less than last year. is what he said.
And then you go across the border into South Dakota, northern South Dakota, and it's way better than, said it best in 25 years,
So you're saying good and good areas and bad and bad areas.
basically.
So I don't know, if there's a bullish surprise on the corn yield number, it would just be that Minnesota's coming in way lower than what the
Well, I don't,
USDA is using for them.
but that, it says, is what is they word, it's not, that's not a surprise, but as an aggregate, you're still, you know, what was Minnesota's crop ratings, for example? I mean,
Probably mid-70s.
High as they were.
They were, so-
super high, yeah.
but I mean, there's probably 30% of Minnesota corn that's not great because it was too wet, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't think we have any other weather issue, so. Okay, we went on until Monday what the report says, and we're just kind of talking about flip side, both ways to prepare it. Talked about it last week, you know, what should we been doing this week? Get a plan together, get a few sales on, maybe get some more puts bought. But it's a super, you really think about, even if the report's a little, maybe it's neutral, I still wonder if the market's engaged in those environments where nobody wants to buy it after this report. So, but I do think the cash argument is carry and basis should be near a maximum point, or it's, and granted, carry's been in this area for almost a month, same spot. So,
Miller, our December 12th
Oh, yes.
meeting.
well, I'll talk to Mark. I mean, we're gonna get stuff squared away, but the thought was let's get past and just see what this report says, and then we'll try to get all the marketing stuff out. I want to also get this insurance stuff out and just sit back a little bit and talk about it, but we need to be asking for the insurance business. You know, we'll have to do whatever we gotta do, even if we have to add staff or get people's roles solely on it as we get more signed up, but there's just that uncertainty from a business perspective on my side. You know, Mark's free to do a lot of this stuff with it. He's been doing the most training and talking with the insurance guys, so I know he can handle so much, but, you know, my question would be, how confident are you guys that we can get the insurance business? Because the whole idea in the bigger picture for all of you is, A, it's gonna put money in your pocket. Unless you get involved, you're not gonna spend hardly any time with the insurance. It's gonna help give you more information about your customers and future customers. And I wanna wrap this into more of a you know, the risk management is part of this. So it's more of an extra selling way to get it by probably not shying away from, oh, we're only $4. You know, it's like, no, this costs $4 compared to the $30 an acre of the rest of your bill. Does that make sense? To go at just on a more of a clear professional level. And the one thing that I have not spent much time with it, and Mark showed me briefly last time I was in Kearney, is that actually NAU has a really nice little risk management online item that incorporates any hedges and things like that you can do that you can enter into along with your crop insurance now. So it's, and he said hardly anybody uses it, they don't even get it. Because most people didn't think about it, how many crop insurance people, you know, really have their mind wrapped around the futures and options and hedging and that sort of thing. So, I mean, it's just a way to say, hey, give us a try. This is the way crop insurance has become risk management from a pricing perspective for how many years now. Let's get into it. And one other selling point that I think you have now is after this October rally, you don't have your insurance protection anymore either. So it's all the more reason to get some March puts on, or, you know, whatever, to get some protection for a period of time here. Because at the end of the day, I mean, and that was your point with the carryover get wider, prices a little lower. This crop gets yanked up. I don't see any reason why 318 is a low that sticks out in my mind right now. Make sense?
So we'll get through the report and then have more of a idea of agenda for the day and stuff for the, because I haven't
I'm
actually.
sorry. Let me. So the plan right now is to probably have it start at. So we're having a Christmas party that night. We're just gonna have somewhere hour minimum, probably 2 hours maximum of presentations. I'll probably talk. The insurance guys are gonna talk, and you know whatever else we're gonna come up with. I don't want to make it real complicated.
Well, the NAU guys.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's it. In the arena, you'll be able to see the court, whatever. Just kind of a cool deal.
Yeah.
you walk around.
Get them out.
Give 'em-
No, I
How long are
think
you gonna talk for?
just depends on what else we do.
Are we doing a
You're gonna-
lunch?
you're gonna just focus
I mean,
on-
minimum 20 minutes.
Are you
Maximum
gonna
40.
just, are you gonna focus on 15 or talk about the whole years?
Probably in the 6 months.
And how about for lunch, drinks?
Well,
What are we thinking?
I guess still, our thought was just to have some food there, snacks type of thing, but probably sooner have it be from after lunch to before dinner time frame and not really have a dinner.
Okay.
We'll have cold cuts or whatever, kind of do what we did one time. Probably just have it afterwards.
Free drinks.
I think we might, but I don't want to have it so it's, I mean, there should be nobody there.
Well, I wouldn't think we but I mean, just have something.
Yeah, we'll just have, all we're gonna say is, you know, a light, we'll say what it is, so. Meaning if people wanna go to dinner later, go to dinner later, if you wanna eat light food and snacks, stuff here, it'll be, it'll probably fill you up for dinner, I don't know.
But have enough, you know, everybody.
Cause about as have everybody gone by 5:30 to 6, and then our Christmas party will start at 7. Not that we don't have to leave or anything else, but I just think it was a good idea, good opportunity to do this in the arena.
Mhm.
I just haven't asked anyone yet because I just haven't known what's going on, like, come to this at the arena, I don't know what it is yet. So I was just
It's a risk, what do they call it? The 2015 Futures on Risk Management Summit. There you go. And so we're gonna incorporate crop insurance and price, whatever, but always, we did one a number of
We should
years ago.
put together a thing to, like a pamphlet or itinerary.
We're gonna have it together.
Email it out to clients.
We'll have it together. That's what Mark's still stopping by. That's what we were gonna, I thought he was gonna be here at 1:30, and we were gonna talk about that and then bring it up here. But, I just figured wait for Monday, just, see what it is, and then we're gonna market it pretty hard. And I think we can have up to 200 people, and if we can fill it, I don't know why we wouldn't.
Right.
Don't you think?
Totally.
There's-
Yeah, whoever's available.
But the only question is, who do we not let in? Who do we not let in?
Dustin McGuire.
I'll go.
I would almost say, wait until you start getting RSVPs and you start getting a lot to kind of pare it down.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be better to have more than, I would think. Back the
And
place out.
like someone said, I don't even remember who said it, but if we start getting more people than room, that seems
That's
almost
not
like
gonna be possible.
well, what I mean is if there's more, the more people,
That's a good-
it's
I
like
mean-
standing room only, it looks good because we.
Yeah, I mean,
we're
how
gonna have
bad
more
is that
people
is
there,
if you get
that'll
all these
look awesome.
people
Then have,
that wanna come talk to,
have
listen to-
200 capacity and have 25 people there, you know?
And then your brother speak again.
Jim? I don't know if we'll do going to livestock at this thing or not. Well, let's just think about it, because we need to have the agenda set, we can get people coming already, but. get an agenda.
Just have somebody speak from Chicago, because people always are like, oh,
Yeah.
they're from Chicago.
What's old Feltus doing? Bring him down.
They got inside information.
Just have them do a website.
You just pay somebody off the street.
You could do,
Well, I'm from
even if he
Chicago.
couldn't come down, you could get him on like a webinar.
I thought it'd be good just to have David Fiala.
Well, of course, you're the headliner. He would open for you.
He's your fluffer.
Yeah.
You're fluffer. I don't know if that's a.
What about that Brazilian dude?
I use that for.
Dr. Cordner?
No, the guy
Yeah,
at UNL.
Fabio.
Oh,
That'd be really good, I think.
The
You
ag
can
marketing
get the
instructor.
South American perspective, the new guy at UNL.
Oh, I think that'd be good.
Yeah.
any other ideas? I mean, we can try Rich. Actually, maybe we should see if we can get these guys, and if we can, we can make it a little bigger and longer.
Plays in class.
Yeah.
If we could start at 1,
Every
I think
few
he's-
words you can pick out.
And if you got it stretched it early enough,
So,
you
I
could
mean, I
even
don't
do
know.
a lunch to where it was like a.
have the lunch first and
Have the
then,
lunch
Yeah.
and then have these speakers.
And that would look
speak.
better
Private
than-
home.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think
That's
that'd be
why I
good.
read
They just want, they're so used to free stuff that if you don't have them,
Do you want me to email that program share for Fabio, or do you want to do
yes.
this?
His name is Fabio.
Zane
Really?
said you can't understand,
Yeah, his
you
name
can
is
only
Fabio.
understand about every fourth word.
That makes it even better.
That's
for
even
farmers,
better.
Cause they're like, I don't know what he's saying.
I don't know what he's saying, but it's
I
pretty
have no
smart.
clue what he's saying.
Well, they all say that about marketing email. They're like, I don't
We
really
listen
know what
to
you're
that
saying
there,
anyway, but sounds like you know what you're saying.
Where's the bar?
alright, so call, yeah, get a hold of him and call him.
Okay.
Email him, and copy me on it, and then I'll follow up and call him on Friday or Monday. Just at that day, just looking for something in that
Someone that wants to speak.
1 to 4 o'clock area.
Okay.
I'll check with Feltus.
Could be good.
I don't think we need to have a weather person.
Not December, probably.
We have Joel.
Crop insurance.
Yeah, Joel.
Yeah,
Oh, great.
The brother.
The brother of meteorologist.
Oh, what's
Oh, we have a little presentation on
Yeah.
South America.
Jeremy Wesley's brother.
Maybe I'll see if we
Farmer
can.
state weather.
I'll see if we can maybe get Obama to come and speak because
Oh, God.
I think he's
Cancel
available.
it.
I don't think anybody wants him to come speak anywhere, do they?
We're planning on that 25 people after all.
His last
We should do
vacation,
a
they had to
dog
curtain
tank
off
on
seats
there.
so it didn't look empty.
No, we're gonna say yes to explain why he didn't allow Keystone Pipeline.
Hey, dunk tank, invite Obama, and they can throw
Oh,
it
we
down.
got 500 people there.
Yeah.
Say tomatoes provided.
Alright, so
Actually, on that note, is there, unless there's somebody from state?
Next Steve Beach to speak.
You mean from the state?
Like state agricultural or anything, or board or anything.
that's somebody who used to work for the
I do have a client on the Nebraska Corn Board.
Hey, maybe we can see. if
Your
we can-
neighbor.
No, he's on the ethanol board.
Oh.
I'll ask him, just. So, anybody got any other, I think that's really smart. I could see if Cordner, or do you not wanna hear him?
It'll be good. I think anyone like that people hear about but they don't know is gonna be like, okay, yeah, we'll go.
I think that'd be.
Coordinator probably won't be available, he's in South America.
Do it over the video.
Yeah, we can do
Do it over that interweb.
I don't think, I think you'd rather have somebody in person.
I've been there where they do both though, and it's not, everyone listens to the webinar the same.
Just
as
lie.
Huh?
Just don't tell him whether it's live or.
Hologram.
And then just put a speaker and have his picture there. Bring out an easel with a big picture.
You just get up and mouth words as he's talking.
Didn't they say this dude's South American?
Yeah.
I think I don't fit.
No. Just give his hand.
Well, let's see if we can lock some of these guys down. I think, you're right, just having a simple lunch.
that blood?
And get going at 1:15.
First of all, he looks Nordic.
I've never
Hey,
knew
Cam,
Dr. Seuss, the mic.
when did they say as soon as we could get in there? 11:30.